In order to burn fat, it's important to build muscle. Now that doesn't mean big muscle, it just means working out all of your different muscle groups to your full capacity. Now most people don't know this and they want to do endless cardio, which can be counterproductive. That's because it's not sustainable for most people. It also takes a lot of your energy, and it doesn't burn fat nearly as well as high intensity resistance training, which has been proven to burn fat long after your workout is complete. Now, 20 minutes of cardio has even been shown to decrease your body's ability to gain muscle and can go so far as to cannibalize your muscle depending on your body type and your diet and the level of nutrition you're getting in your body. And I'll have links below for more information on that if you want to learn more. But this is often a reason why you see sprinters with big muscles and marathon runners with very small muscles. And sprinting also increases testosterone, which burns fat. And I have a video and blog for other things to help with that as well. As an example of the importance for muscle for weight loss, if two people are walking for 10 minutes a day, the person with more muscle will actually burn more fat. And that's why it's usually easier for men to burn fat than it is for women, is because typically men have more muscle mass. Now people are doing endless cardio thinking this is the best way to lose weight, but what they're doing is usually at a steady, low to medium intensity cardio, and this is called aerobic training. And this burns oxygen for fuel, whereas if you stepped it up to high intensity and go at full capacity for about a minute or so and then rest for about 30 seconds to 2 minutes and repeat that cycle, this moves you to anaerobic training. And what this will do is burn glucose for fuel, then breaking down fat. But to achieve this, your resistance training can't be relaxed. And that's why I do breakdowns in my strength training, whereas when you do a rep to failure, I don't stop there. I'll lighten the load or get less weight and do a couple more. This allows your body to break into glucose for energy and not just oxygen. Now this is based on intensity, but an easy way to tell is if your heart rate is up very high and your muscles are exhausted. So sprinting for a minute and then resting for 30 seconds and going again, such as in my Sprint 8 video, will definitely do this. But also my super slow workout, where you go from periods of intensity to calm when you're switching from one exercise to the next, but you're not actually stopping between sets. And you get the workout done much faster. So for now, go at your own pace, but work to step it up harder and faster with more intensity, especially with the bands, because they're very safe, as opposed to using weights where fast, high intensity movements with a lot of weight can be dangerous. So it's best to do this with a partner or a trainer, unless you have a lot of experience in this area. So in summary, aerobic training is where you burn oxygen for fuel. And this is typical of even paced jogging, swimming, or just a simple ride on a bike where your breath is elevated but stays constant. And there's anaerobic, where you burn glucose and break down fat for fuel. And this is done by mixing high intensity cardio with weight training. And that can be done with weights or the resistance bands or even body weight. You could try this by doing 20 to 40 seconds of high intensity reps, your highest that you can do, and then lighten the load after you hit failure and continue doing reps until your muscles are absolutely exhausted. And then you wait about 30 seconds and do the next set. And you can mix body parts with this as well. And you also don't have to do this every day. This will keep your metabolic rate high for hours after your workout, whereas jogging at a steady pace won't even come close to doing that. Now that's an example of how to do it with the bands or with weights, but an even easier way to do that could be with many body weight exercises, such as squat jumps, or mountain climbers, or burpees, and you can mix in push-ups with that as well. But these are all advanced techniques and advanced movements. If you're just starting out, it's best to start out at a very slow pace and do things that you enjoy and look forward to your workouts. The most important thing here is sustainability, so you do this over the long term without stopping. I'm just giving you ideas of things that you could grow into. Now, when you're ready for this, there are a lot of other benefits for this as well, and those include reducing the risk of disease, boosting metabolism, increasing bone strength, and it helps to fight depression and so much more. So given the choice, I always do resistance training over cardio, but I'm going to give you a lot of different options that you could do if you want to do cardio in this video, and you could do them at any time. The times that I would suggest them would be either on your days off that you're not doing weight or resistance training, Or if you want to do that in the morning and then your resistance training at night, or vice versa. But if you want to do them all together, be sure and do your resistance or weight training first and then do the cardio, because it will impede your performance because they take a lot of energy. You can also keep it creative by mixing them up in the same session. And if you want to warm up, take a look at my dynamic stretching video below as well. So the first one we're going to start out with is sprinting. And you can see my video on exactly how and why I like to do this, including the benefits of increasing human growth hormone, which helps to burn fat amongst many other benefits. And I always prefer to do this not on the street, but on a softer surface like a running track or the beach, preferably barefoot. Now, if you're doing this on a treadmill, set the incline higher since there's less knee impact that way and more muscle exertion. I also like jumping lunges and jumping squats. You could also just run up and down your stairs. You could do speed walking, jumping rope, burpees. You can see my first video on home workouts for that. Jumping jacks. And you could do these with one leg if you can't jump or have knee issues. High knees. And you could do that standing in place with or without the ball. Windmills. Mountain climbers. I also love to do rows, and you could do that with a rowing machine or with the bands, and you could set the door anchor under the door and sit on a towel on a wood or stone floor and slide back and forth that way. Now, to keep it creative, it's best to do a different one every time you work out, or mix them up, 2, 3, or 4 of them in the same workout and do sets of that. Now, the least impact ones you can do if you're in a gym would be either cycling or on an elliptical or swimming, or you could even do that on a rebounder. And if I were to do them, I would do them in an anaerobic style, like I said, with high intensity and going as hard as I can for just a minute or so and then resting, and you can be done with that workout in under 8 minutes or so. And like I said, that's an advanced movement, so start off at your own pace. And I don't like jogging, and I explain this more in my Sprint 8 video, but it's basically a low impact for a long time on your knees and your hips, so I always try to avoid that. But if you are going to do that, I would do that on an incline so it's less impact, or running up a hill. So I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck.